The room was silent except for the crinkle of paper. Daniel Hayes, a 36-year-old single dad, unfolded a letter left behind by his late wife. His hands shook so violently he nearly tore it in half. The words leapt off the page. "Daniel, if you're reading this, there's something about our daughter you must know." His breath caught, his chest burned, and in that instant, his entire world began to fracture. Before we dive in, drop a comment with where you're watching from, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more videos like this. Let's begin. *** Daniels. Fingers pressed the paper flat against the kitchen table, his knuckles pale. His daughter, Lily, just 11 years old, sat a few feet away coloring, her small voice humming softly. She had no idea the ground beneath their lives was about to split. The letter trembled in his grip. His wife, Emily, gone for 3 years, now had always been secretive about her health, about her family. But this was something else. "She isn't just yours," the letter began. "There's a truth I could never speak when I was alive. Forgive me, Daniel." His throat tightened. He slammed the letter down. "What the hell does that mean, Emily?" His voice cracked, startling Lily, who looked up with wide, worried eyes. "Daddy, are you okay?" He forced a smile through the storm raging inside him. "Yeah, baby girl. Daddy's fine. Just reading something old." He ruffled her hair, his kindness steady even while his heart shattered. But when she turned back to her coloring, his eyes blurred with tears. The letter hinted at another man, someone tied to Lily's bloodline, someone who might come looking. And if the truth was real, it meant Lily wasn't fully his. The words cut deeper. "If anything happens to me, one day he may come. Don't push him away. He has rights too." Daniel's chair scraped back violently. He couldn't breathe. Rights? Another man had rights to his daughter? He staggered to the back porch, staring out at the yard where Lily's bicycle leaned against the fence. That little girl had clung to him every night she woke crying after Emily's death. He had stayed up, wiped her tears, worked double shifts just to keep food on the table. He was her father. No letter could rewrite that, but rage mixed with fear. Who was this man? Where had Emily hidden him all these years? His phone buzzed suddenly, a number he didn't recognize. He let it ring out, chest heaving. But then it buzzed again, the same number. Against his better judgment, he answered. A male voice, calm and low. "Daniel Hayes, I think we need to talk. It's about Lily." Daniel's blood ran cold. ***, Daniel froze, the phone pressed tight to his ear. He couldn't move, couldn't breathe. The man's voice was steady, not threatening, but laced with certainty. "Who is this?" Daniel demanded, his voice sharp, every muscle coiled tight. A pause. Then, "My name's Michael Turner. I think we should meet. It's about Lily." Daniel's chest hammered. His grip on the phone trembled so badly he had to brace his hand against the counter. He glanced toward the kitchen where Lily sat, her crayons scattered, her little legs swinging off the chair as she sang to herself. His daughter. His only reason for surviving Emily's death. His entire world. "You stay the hell away from us," Daniel snapped, his voice cracking with fury. "I don't know who you are, but you don't call this house again." He hung up, slammed the phone down, and pressed his palms into the counter, breathing like he'd just run 10 miles. But the phone buzzed again, almost instantly. Same number. He ignored it. Then again. And again, relentless, he finally shoved the phone into his pocket, stormed to the porch, and sucked in the cold night air. That's when he saw it. A figure standing near the end of the driveway, motionless beneath the streetlight. A tall man, hands in his pockets, just watching. Daniel's pulse spiked. He bolted back inside, locking the door. His hands shook so hard the keys rattled against the deadbolt. "Daddy?" Lily's small voice carried from the kitchen. "Why'd you lock the door? Is someone here?" He forced calm, swallowing hard. Just making sure we're safe, sweetheart. Go finish your drawing. But his heart was anything but calm. Who the hell was this guy? And why now, after years of silence? Moments later, there was a knock, firm, deliberate. Daniel's whole body stiffened. He opened the door only an inch, chain still latched. On the other side stood a man in his late 30s, maybe early 40s. White, clean-shaven, sharp blue eyes that didn't flinch under Daniel's. "Glare, Mr. Hayes," the man said evenly. "I'm not here to cause trouble. I just want to talk." "You've got 30 seconds before I call the cops," Daniel growled. The man sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Emily and we were close before she met you. She never told you, did she? That's why she left this letter. She knew. Someday the truth had to surface." Daniel's gut twisted like he'd been stabbed. His fists clenched so tight his nails bit into his palms. "You don't say her name," he hissed. "You don't get to stand on my porch and speak her name." Behind him, Lily peeked around the corner, her eyes wide. Daniel's heart clenched. He slammed the door halfway shut to block her view. "Back inside, Lily." His voice cracked with urgency. She obeyed instantly, retreating, but not before giving the stranger a curious glance that twisted the knife deeper. The man Michael lowered his voice. "She's my daughter too, Daniel. You've done an amazing job raising her. I can see that, but I have a right to know her." The words detonated inside Daniel's chest. Rage, grief, betrayal all colliding. He shoved the door shut, chain rattling, and leaned his forehead against the wood, breathing hard. From the living room, Lily's voice came, soft, confused. "Daddy, who was that man?" Daniel's hands shook violently. He turned, forcing a smile, swallowing the chaos inside him. "Just nobody, baby. Someone lost." But deep down he knew this wasn't going away. That night, after Lily had fallen asleep clutching her teddy bear, Daniel sat at the kitchen table staring at the letter again. He poured himself a glass of whiskey, though he hadn't touched a drop in months. His eyes burned as he reread Emily's words, each sentence a dagger. "If Michael ever comes, please. Don't hate me, he didn't know. He deserves a chance. But remember this, Daniel, you are the man who raised her, who gave her everything. No truth can erase that." Daniel slammed the glass down, shattering it. "Damn you, Emily," he whispered, his voice breaking. He sat there for hours, torn between fury and heartbreak. He thought about Lily, her giggles, the way she ran into his arms after school, the nights he carried her to bed when she fell asleep on the couch. No one else had been there. He was her father, but another thought gnawed at him: kindness. He'd promised Emily, in her last days, to always honor her wishes. Was this one of them? Was this letter her way of begging him to give Lily a truth he couldn't bear? The next day, Daniel tried to carry on as normal. He made Lily pancakes, packed her lunch, walked her to the bus stop. But the weight of Michael's eyes on him, the memory of that knock, haunted every step. When he got back home, Michael was waiting at the end of the driveway again. Daniel stormed toward him, jaw tight. "I told you to stay away." Michael held up his hands. "I'm not here to fight. I know you don't believe me, but I loved Emily once. She left me before I even knew she was pregnant. I never had the choice. I just want to meet her, Daniel. That's all." Daniel's chest heaved, his fists clenched. He wanted to hit him, to drive him off for good. But then he thought about Lily, about how one day she might hate him if she discovered he kept the truth from her. His voice shook as he whispered, "If you hurt her, if you even think about messing with her world, I'll bury you." Michael nodded, his tone calm, almost pleading. "I don't want to take her away. I just want to know her." Daniel staggered back a step, torn apart. He hated him. But Emily's words echoed in his head. "Don't push him away. He has rights too." That night, Daniel tucked Lily in. She looked up at him with those big brown eyes, trusting, innocent. "Daddy, is that man gonna come back?" Daniel's throat tightened. He kissed her forehead softly. "No matter what, sweetheart, I'll always be here. I'll never let anyone take you away." But as he stood in the doorway watching her drift to sleep, the truth pressed harder. He could protect her body, but could he protect her heart when the lies finally came crashing down? 3 nights passed. Daniel barely slept. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Emily's handwriting bleeding across that page. The man's face at his door, Lily's wide-eyed confusion. He wanted to lock the world out forever, but the world had a way of forcing itself in. That Saturday, Daniel was at the park with Lily. She loved the swings, her laughter echoing across the field, her small hands clutching the chains as she kicked her feet toward the sky. For a brief moment, Daniel let himself smile. Then he saw him. Michael stood by the fence, hands in his pockets, watching. He wasn't moving closer, wasn't intruding, but he was there. Watching her, Daniel's heart thundered. He stormed across the grass, every step heavy with rage. "What the hell are you doing here?" he snapped, grabbing Michael's arm and shoving him back from the fence. Michael didn't flinch. "I didn't want to upset her. I just wanted to see her, just once, without interfering." Daniel's jaw clenched so tight his teeth ached. "You think you can just hover around like some ghost? You don't get to lurk. You don't get to watch her from the shadows." Michael's voice cracked, his composure faltering. "She's my daughter too. She's mine," Daniel roared, his voice echoing across the park. Lily turned her head, frowning at her dad, sensing the tension. Daniel forced himself to lower his tone, chest heaving. "I was the one awake at 3 in the morning when she cried for her mom. I was the one working double shifts to pay for her braces. I'm the one who bandaged her knees when she fell. You weren't there. You didn't earn her." Michael's eyes glistened. "And you think that doesn't kill me? You think I don't lie awake wishing I'd known? Emily never told me. She robbed me of a choice. But she left me this." He pulled out a worn photo of Emily, young and radiant, holding a newborn Lily. "She told me, months before she died. Said you deserved to raise her. Said I had no right. But she also said one day maybe, if I was brave enough, I could try to meet her." Daniel stared at the photo, his stomach twisting. He wanted to tear it in half. But when his eyes fell back on Michael's trembling hand, he saw something else. Not arrogance, not entitlement, just grief, loss, the same pain he lived with every day. Behind them, Lily called out, "Daddy, push me higher." Her voice was sweet, innocent, untouched by the war raging over her head. Daniel swallowed hard, blinking back tears. He turned his back on Michael, walked to the swing, and pushed Lily gently. Her laughter rang like bells, melting some of the darkness inside him, but Michael didn't leave. He waited, standing silent, until Lily ran off to the slides. Then he stepped closer. "Let me talk to her," he whispered. "Just once. Not as her father. Just as a friend, please." Daniel's hands curled into fists. Every instinct screamed no. But then Emily's words echoed again. "Don't push him away. He has rights to." The weight crushed him. He felt like he was betraying himself, betraying Lily. But maybe kindness wasn't about giving Michael what he wanted. Maybe it was about giving Lily the truth she deserved, no matter how much it broke him. He turned, his voice gravel. "One chance. You say anything that confuses her, anything that hurts her. I'll end this before you take another breath." Michael nodded, his voice thick with gratitude. "I promise." Daniel's chest ached as he called Lily over. "Sweetheart, this is Michael. He's an old friend of your mom's." Lily looked up at the stranger, her big brown eyes curious. "Hi." Michael knelt down, his voice soft, almost breaking. "Hi, Lily, your mom. She was very special to me, and so are you." She tilted her head, studying him. "Do you like drawing? I'm really good at drawing horses." Michael smiled through tears. I'd love to see your drawings. Daniel stood rigid, watching every move, every word. But Lily, innocent, kind, sat down on the grass and pulled out her notebook. She showed Michael her sketches, pointing excitedly, her voice bubbling with pride. Michael listened, truly listened, his eyes wet. For a moment, Daniel saw the father he might have been. Had things been different? And it shattered him. When the sun dipped low and it was time to leave, Lily hugged her notebook to her chest. Bye, Mr. Michael. Michael's lips trembled. Bye, Lily. You keep drawing, okay? Your mom would be so proud. Lily smiled and ran back to the car. Daniel lingered, eyes locked on Michael. That's it, he said firmly. You've had your moment. She doesn't know the truth. Not yet. And until she's ready, you stay away. Michael nodded, his shoulders heavy. I'll respect that. But if she ever wants to know, please don't lie to her. Daniel turned away, his chest burning, every step back to the car like walking through fire. That night, after tucking Lily into bed, Daniel sat alone at the table with the letter one last time. He thought about revenge, about shutting Michael out forever, making sure Lily never knew. But he thought about kindness too. About the way Lily had laughed showing her drawings, the way Michael had listened like every line was sacred. Daniel whispered into the quiet, his voice breaking, Emily, I hate you for this, but I'll keep my promise. I'll protect her. And when the time comes, I'll tell her the truth. Not because he deserves it, but because she does. He folded the letter, placed it in the locked drawer beside his bed, and wiped his eyes. When morning came, Lily bounded into the kitchen, full of life. Daddy, can we go to the park again today? Daniel smiled faintly, brushing a tear from his cheek before she could see. He crouched down, pulled her into his arms, and whispered against her hair, You and me, kiddo, always. And though his world was fractured, though the truth had broken him, Daniel knew his love was stronger. It wasn't revenge that gave him peace, it was the quiet strength of choosing kindness, even in the ruins.